Welcome to News Today, a PodNu service. Today is Friday, March 25, 2022, Central European Time. On Netflix today, the second season of Bridgerton comes back. One of a new Bridgerton siblings' main goal is to find a good match for marriage. Season 2 is better than Season 1 because it moves the show to an ensemble-based narrative, which is important for building the conflicts and relationships for future episodes. Show-only fans as well as series fans will be happy with the central relationship dynamic that combines the enemies to lovers and love triangle romance fiction tropes. Again, Bridgerton says that people of color deserve to be shown in alternate history stories and escapist history stories. His father died of a bee sting when Anthony was 18 years old. Since then, Anthony has been Viscount Bridgerton, which is what his father did. When Daphne, Phoebe Divener, was looking for a husband, he helped her. He didn't want to get married. It's finally time for Anthony to stop having so many mistresses and one-night stands. He wants to find a wife instead. Because many of the women in the ton are either looking for money or can't handle the weighty job of running the Bridgerton home. This isn't going to be easy. Edina Sharma was played by Charithra Chundran, and her older stepsister Kate was played by Simone Ashley. Their mother, Lady Mary, was played by Shelley Khan. Lady Danbury, Ajoa Ando, is giving them money. Kate thinks she's too old to get married and that Edwina should be the one to find a good match because she's younger. It's an act of kindness for Lady Danbury. Queen Charlotte, Golda Rauschevel, names Edwina the diamond of the season as a gift to her. It turns out Anthony wants to court Edwina, but there's a big problem in his way. It's not good for Kate to see Edwina get involved with a rake, or as we'd say today, a fuckboy. Not only does Newton seem to like Anthony, but Kate's dislike turns into desire. As a Bridgerton sibling, Anthony isn't the only one who has trouble in their lives. Last season, many of the plot lines made the lives of the other Bridgertons seem smaller or less important in order to focus on Daphne's story. When the show switches from a single character show to an ensemble show this season, the audience can get to know those who will become the main characters in future shows. To find out who Lady Whistledown is, Eloise meets Theo Sharp, an apprentice at a printing shop who works with Eloise, Callum Lynch. Another thing he does is print tracts about things like women having the same rights and other left-wing things. Her search for someone who doesn't like society has finally paid off. He's not someone she can even let her family meet as a friend. It turns out that Benedict, Luke Thompson, may not have been accepted to the Royal Academy just because he had good grades on his application. He is going to study visual arts there. Colin, Luke Newton, has come back from his trip to realize that he doesn't have a goal and is thinking about the past too much. People outside of the Bridgerton and Sharma families have a lot of drama that comes from both old stories and new ones. The Featherington family is getting over the death of Lord Featherington. They are waiting for the arrival of his distant cousin, who has the title. Jack Featherington, Rupert Young, who is now Lord Featherington, is said to own jewel mines in Georgia, where he lives. Portia, Polly Walker, hopes that he can save the day, but it looks like she might be in debt and not be able to pay it all back. At the same time, Prudence, Bessie Carter, and Philippa, Harriet Cairns, are taking care of their own things. Lady Whistledown, also known as Penelope, is doing well until the Queen starts a campaign to get rid of the gossipmonger. Bridgerton Season 2 does a good job of adapting material from the book The Viscount Who Loved Me to the screen with changes for visual storytelling, and making it easier to understand. The best thing about Season 2 is that it doesn't tell us why Anthony's father died a decade ago. When you read the book, the flashbacks start the story to show how Anthony feels. In this show, it doesn't make sense to start the new season with a downbeat tone. In addition, it would have hurt Edwina and Kate's introduction and Queen Charlotte's new role in setting the tone of the Ton social season. Anthony's growing attraction to Kate is making his life plans more difficult in episode 3. The integration of the flashbacks and the flashbacks with the flashbacks is very well done. The episode also lays the groundwork for the mythology of the Bridgerton family, which is important to later events in the story. Edmund, Anthony's father, died from a bee sting, and the bee became a symbol for the family. This is how it works. When Ruth Gemmell wrote about Violet's pain over losing the love of her life Edmund while pregnant with Hyacinth, she should get all of the flowers because she did a great job. As a result of these flashbacks, Anthony is now afraid to die or fall in love with his future spouse before he meets them. Violet went through a lot of pain, and Anthony saw that. Because of this, these episodes spend a lot of time proving that Anthony and Edwina were only getting together because of family duty, and not because they truly loved each other. Bridgerton doesn't forget about the supporting characters from the show. Katie Drysdale is back this season as not only the moderator but also as a business partner with Penelope, who is the owner of the company. In Martin Zimhangby's movie, Will Mondrich, Martin Zimhangby stopped boxing to open up a gentleman's club that won't turn away men who aren't from the ton. Marina Thompson, who used to be Ruby Barker, is now Lady Marina Crane and has 2 twins, so she's changed her name. That the show is going to stop having black characters as more people of color are added to the show isn't true because of this thread of continuity. While there are still some things that people don't like about Bridgerton Season 1, a lot of things worked out well for Season 2. There is no sign of rape or assault. This is a very safe place. Anthony and Kate's way of not saying how they feel or how much they want each other evens out the playing field in their relationship. The main reason for this change is that Kate is older and it is implied that she has been through more in life. Anthony wants to show more respect to Kate than he did to his other lovers. Their main disagreement is between their responsibilities to their families and their own personal goals. In the future, it would be good to change any scenes where consent isn't clear. Even though last season's color-conscious casting clearly took some inspiration from Hamilton, Edwina and Kate have some ties to Eliza and Angelica Schuyler's stories. The only thing that is different is that Edwina is the one who has to step aside so that her older sister can have the chance at long-sought happiness. Each episode, Bridgerton makes subtle and overt references to Indian cultural traditions that help to remove old stereotypes about Indian traditions from the period drama space. This is a good thing because we need more South Asian period drama characters who aren't just in stories about the Raj. However, the season doesn't have a chance to answer questions about India's history during the Regency, which is why it doesn't. Is the British East India Company still around? No, British troops are not in India at the moment. The focus on the Sheffield inheritance clauses makes things more complicated. In a future feature article, this subject will be looked at in more detail. Also, the plot of Theo Sharp's story is a missed chance to talk more about social reform movements and print culture in the Regency era. This could also have been connected to the Sharmas, as leaflets and books from intellectuals and activists also talked about abolition and colonial expansion, which could have been linked to them. Sharp is a way to make the rift between Eloise and Penelope bigger. He should have had more screen time to show the audience a different view of Regency London than they've seen in other shows. Season 2 doesn't answer all of the questions about Benedict's identity in terms of how the book canon and the show canon work together. He was thought to be gay in Season 1, but it doesn't come up again in the art school fling plot. This may seem weird for people who haven't read the books, but there is still time to make this happen. Benedict is the main character for Season 3. What will happen to the show when it brings back Marina? How will it deal with events from later novels? Benedict and Marina's storylines may also be racist if actors of color play the white characters in the novels. This means there's still time to work out these problems, which is a good thing. Bridgerton is a period drama and romance series that's going to be around for a long time. Season 2 shows that the show can grow its cast and change its focus while keeping the core of what made Season 1 so popular around the world. Genre snobs and racists will have to put up or shut up while people enjoy a break from the news today.